Hello, good evening, and welcome to Cafdil Healthcare on Cafdil TV. Tonight we are live on our social media handles: Facebook, Cafdil Cape Coast, and YouTube, Cafdil EDU. Tonight we are going to discuss something important, pertaining to men especially. That is prostate cancer. We all know how prostate cancer is very disturbing to men, and so this year or this month, a month of September, is earmarked for all of us to at least talk about it and educate ourselves on prostate cancer. Tonight I've been joined by Dr. Philip Mensah. He is a urologist at Cape Coast Teaching Hospital. He's going to help us dive into this prostate cancer and explain certain areas more for you and I to understand, so we can take good care of ourselves. When we come back from the break, we will start talking. Stay tuned.
Since time immemorial, God has always communicated himself and his will through various voices: the prophets, the kings, the judges, not forgetting John the Baptist, who was a precursor to Jesus Christ and gave us the will of God. We bring to you Voices from the Valley. This is a program designed by the Conventual Franciscan Friars in Ghana in collaboration with Cafdil TV to bring you in-depth insight in our faith, catechesis, and various Catholic teachings which will help you in your journey as a pilgrim. I know you cannot miss this program, and I highly encourage you that you shouldn't miss this program, because it is Voices of God from the valley of prayer and silence. Join us this and every Sunday at 3 p.m. and a repeat on Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. here on Cafdil TV and on our various social media platforms: YouTube, Cafdil EDU, and Facebook, Cafdil Cape Coast. Let us meet and share what God has for us through the Voices from the Valley.
Make me a means of your peace.
Welcome back from the break. Tonight, like I said, we are live on our social media handles: Facebook and YouTube. Go like and share. We are discussing prostate cancer, and I have with me Dr. Philip Mensah. He is a urologist at Cape Coast Teaching Hospital with me. Doc, you are welcome.
Thank you very much.
We are grateful to have you tonight. This year, this month, September, is earmarked for the prostate cancer awareness. Why September and not any other month?
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so this is relatively new. It's been going on for a short time as compared to the females. The General Assembly do breast month every October, pink October. If you realize, everybody will be wearing pink. Sure. Yes, so we chose September to be able to complement that, so that the supporters do our prostate awareness in September, then we go and support them also during October, so that there will be continuity for everybody.
That makes sense. It's very so. Let's start simple. What exactly is prostate cancer, and why should we be talking about it?
Okay, thank you very much for your question. Prostate cancer comes from cancer of the prostates, and as you can see, the prostate gland is only in men. It contributes to the semen we produce as men. About 1/3 of the semen we produce as men. It is not sperms, but part of what comes out. We think most people, what comes out of men, people call it sperms, but that is not it. That is semen. It's like preparing stew, and the sperms is the meat in stew. Other parts goes into the stew. So the prostate gland also produces things that forms part of the semen that helps nourishes the sperm. Now, the prostate gland sits under the urinary bladder. And if you have cancer of your prostate gland, we call it prostate cancer. It is very important because if you take all the men in the world, prostate cancer is the second commonest cancer in men. The first is obviously lung cancer, but the second is prostate cancer. Indeed, if you take men who are more than 65 years, prostate cancer is the commonest cancer in men older than 65 years. But if you take all men, prostate cancer is the second commonest cancer. Indeed, prostate cancer is a slow-growing tumor. So it's one of the tumors that we can cure if we pick it up very early. So it's very important that we know it is not a death sentence. If we pick it up early, we can cure prostate cancer. That is why it's very important that we know about prostate cancer.
You made mention of being the second commonest among men. So how common is it, especially among men over 50? How common?
So prostate cancer is fairly common, but because it's a slow-growing tumor, it's not picked up early, and most people will unfortunately die from other things other than the prostate cancer. In fact, autopsy was done in men who are greater than 80 years old who died from different things, hypertension, stroke. But they noticed that 80% of them had prostate cancer. It was in their prostate. It had not shown up. Imagine 80% of those who are 70 years and above had prostate cancer. But because it's a slow-growing tumor and doesn't show, we didn't notify it, or we didn't see it. People who are over 50 years old, 1 in every 50% of a man greater than 50 years old is at risk of prostate cancer. 1 in 25% of men who are greater than 60 years old is likely to get prostate cancer. So it's like that. It's very important. It is common, very common, but because it's slow growing, they don't show symptoms, and then something else take them away, and we don't see it. Yes, those who even show it, it takes a long time before they finally go from it.
So you made mention of the gland. Apart from the assisting with the production of the semen, what else do the gland, the prostate gland, actually do, and why is it so important?
Basically, that's majority of the work you do. It produces substances that nourishes the sperm.
Okay.
So the sperm comes from the testes. The prostate gland and the Cowper's gland produces things to combine with the sperm to form semen. Now, it produces micronutrients, it produces fructose, things that makes the sperm last longer and very active. Basically, that is majority of its work. It doesn't form part in erection, it doesn't affect the testes, nothing. It just nourishes the sperms and liquefies other things in the sperm to help in reproduction. That is majority of it.
So which means if you have a problem with the gland, your sperms is not going to be nourished.
Yes, if you have a problem with the gland, your sperm will not be nourished. But then because the sperm itself is produced from the testes, you still be able to impregnate a woman, just that your chances will be low, not zero. So unlike what people think about. And let me say this too, it doesn't have anything to do with erection, because most of our patients, when they come with prostate problem, they are afraid that if we tamper with their prostate or we do anything, their erection will be tempered. No, the prostate gland has nothing to do with the erection.
Okay, so erection, what contributes to the erection itself?
So hormonally, what contributes to erection is testosterone, the hormone that makes us a man, that differentiates men from women, and it's produced by the testes. So to lose your erection, if something happens to your testes, then it will happen to you.
All right. So are there certain men, who are most at risk than others? And what are the main risk factors for the prostate cancer?
Okay. So prostate cancer is common in all men. Now, like every other cancer, we don't know what directly causes it. But like you said, you do something that I don't, that makes you, we call it at risk or predisposed to it. The first thing is age. It is noticed that prostate cancer almost never happens to people who are less than 40 years. It's just 1 in 400 people who are less than 40 years who get prostate cancer. And you've noticed that the older you become, the more likelihood you're able to get. So this is a statistics. 1 in 500 people less than 40 get prostate cancer. Then it goes up to 1 in 50 people, 50 men in those who are 50 years and above. Goes to 1 in 25 for men who are more than 60. And then 1 in 12 for those who are greater than 70 years. But if you take all men, 1 person out of 9 men in all ages are at risk of getting prostate cancer. So the first cause is age. The second one is testosterone. I said that testosterone is the hormone that differentiates men from women. Women have their own and men ours is testosterone. The more testosterone you produce, the more risk you are. Research has noticed that boys who were castrated, their testes were removed before they became teenagers, so before age 12, almost always never get prostate cancer when they are old.
Come again.
So if you're a boy, before 12 years, if something happened and you lost your testes, you were castrated before age 12 years, when you get to age 60, 70, 80, your risk of getting prostate cancer is almost negligible.
Okay.
Then the testosterone too, it is converted to dihydrotestosterone, by an enzyme called 5-alpha reductase enzyme. Men who don't have that enzyme, also their risk of prostate cancer is very low.
But do we have men who do not have that
Yes,
enzyme?
there are men who don't have that enzyme, so they don't have the active form of the testosterone. Their number is small, but yes, we do. Another risk factor is family history. If your father had prostate cancer, your grandfather had prostate cancer, your brother has prostate cancer, you are also at risk of prostate cancer, especially if they had it at a younger age, like in their 50s or in their 60s. The other risk factor is alcohol. Those who and liver cancer, alcohol indeed causes a lot of cancers. And prostate cancer is part. But we know that specifically red wine is protective. So all other cancers are against prostate cancer. Red wine protects you. The other problem is smoking.
Red wine
protects you from prostate cancer.
Okay. The one you because me, I've taken red wine. I can see and I can feel that most men who are watching will also be happy hearing that red wine
is protective.
Yes, so all of us.
The other thing is smoking. Those who smoke cigarettes a lot, almost every cancer, smoking makes you at risk of it. Vegetables. If you don't take a lot of vegetables and fruits, you're at risk of prostate cancer. So if you take more fruits and more vegetables, you are protective. If you take more animal products too, you have at risk of getting prostate
So animal
cancer.
products like
meats,
water,
pork, domedo, all those things, especially the fats. Pork.
Hey, you are not the
it's
because of us a lot of pork.
But the risk is very minimal.
Oh, okay.
But there's a risk.
Yeah.
And once you are talking about cancer, every risk is
a risk.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
There's a rumor out there that those who have a lot of sexual intercourse has low risks of getting
that was
prostate
what I was going to ask about
cancer. There's no evidence to that. Yes, it's something that people have proposed, but research has not pointed to that. And there's still ongoing research.
Ongoing research
about this, that if you have a lot of sexual intercourse. And yes, it's the reason why we can't say for sure what is a lot of sexual intercourse. Is it every day of the week? Is it 5 times in a day and none in the rest of the week? I mean, too much sexual intercourse varies. The definition. So first of all, we have to define what is
too much
or a lot of sexual intercourse. Then we can use that to look at the risk.
All right. Also, so are there early warning signs, and what are those signs that men should be looking out for?
unfortunately, majority of the time, prostate cancer is what we call asymptomatic. You don't have any signs. By the time they show signs, it means the cancer is advanced. Because a cancer is. But some of the signs that we can pick up is signs related to your prostate becoming big. Indeed, your prostate can become big not only from prostate cancer. Something we call benign prostatic hyperplasia, infection of the prostate. A lot of things can make it become big. But if you see that, no, when I sleep, I don't wake up to urinate, but now I'm waking up 2 times, 3 times to urinate. It means there's something wrong with your prostate. You have to come in. And if you are lucky and it's prostate cancer, we can pick it up early. If it's not prostate cancer and it's something else of the prostate, we can pick it up. Something is mechimas and mejunso. Mechim mejunso we are kakra na junso demi. Mejunso we are matisi ebia came. First, yeah, and quality to Johnny Ajunso 13 ago. See how Junso a go now. O Junso and Muja and all those things. The majority of the problem is urinary problems. You urinate a lot, you wake up 3-4 times at night, urinate. And Hondi no Junso mo Junso out to say, Ebia came. But Junso, me no Kasaka Krama ko Junso. And I say, Bua, Junso de Mamin to me, fan shame home. Let's give an example. Once you are talking, if you and I feel like urinate, you say, look, after the program, we'll go and urinate. But if you can't hold it, you have to go. Then there's something wrong with your prostate. So you have to come in for us to look. And if it's prostate cancer, we'll see it early. Some of the time, they will come in and it is spread. Prostate cancer likes spreading to the bones. So maybe they are in the home. Suddenly, they have a lot of back pain. They have pain in their bone. They come in, we check, and it's prostate cancer that has spread. So that at that point, it's already spread. There's really nothing we can do about it. So unfortunately, majority of the time, you will not have any symptom. You'll be there. We are looking at you for something else, and they will pick the prostate cancer. But if you see all these urinary problems or Johnson problem, and it is prostate cancer, you come in early, we'll be able to pick up and we'll be able to.
Johnson problem. You say when you urinate, that's a Johnson pie too.
No, Johnson pie too. There, it's not a problem with the prostate.
Oh, that's what you've been hearing.
No, it's not any major symptom you should be worried about.
But I don't understand why a prostate cancer can be present without any symptom.
Yes, so that's why I'm saying that. The gland is a very big gland, and the cancer that is in the gland is very small. I said it's a very slow.
It's not painful.
It's not painful. It's a very small, slow growing tumor. So it will be growing small at a very slow pace.
Which means it takes many years.
Many years. So when we get to how we treat it, we'll talk about some of them that if the man is old, the man has other problems, and we find a prostate cancer, we'll say, look, leave the man alone. Leave his prostate cancer alone with him. He's not having any symptom with it. We've accidentally found it, or that is not what will immediately be a threat to his life. We'll treat only his symptoms, and then we'll leave him alone.
So how is it usually detected, and what tests are available?
Okay, so usually a man has these urinary problems, comes to the clinic. Dr. Mechimas and Mijun, so we do this. We do a scan of his prostate. The scan sees something suspicious of the prostate, and we go ahead to do what we call PSA, prostate specific antigen, specific to the prostate. Any disease of the prostate will cause the PSA to go high. It is an enzyme in the body. So when it goes high, we know that there's a problem with the prostate. It doesn't necessarily mean it is cancer, but there's a problem with it. But when it goes too high, so let me say the normal one is 0 to 4. Now when you're a bit elderly, every elderly man has a bit of a problem with his prostate.
That is the PSA
the
test.
PSA. It's become a bit big. So we can give allowance to about 5 or 6. But once your PSA has gone above 7, we know there's a problem with your prostate. It doesn't mean it is cancer. It's a problem with your prostate. Above 10, then we are worried you have prostate cancer. Here, because of certain logistical problem, we only do what we call a prostate biopsy, or we go further with the investigation when your PSA goes above 15. Indeed, when the PSA is about 20, we are almost certain it's prostate cancer. But trust me, people have come and their PSA is in the hundreds and in the thousands, and in the 10,000s. And they didn't have any symptoms. They just walked in to do something, which had their PSA, and it is 400. Other people too, they were in the house, sadly, they could not walk. Then they went to do neurosurgery or orthopedic surgery. They do an X-ray of their back, and they say that no, this picture you are seeing, it looks like prostate cancer that has spread to your back. So go to the urologist. They come to the urologist, and we see that it is prostate cancer. So we have to deal with it. Some people too, they just couldn't urinate. They just woke up, the urine they didn't come to emergency, pass a catheter to relieve the urine, do a PSA, and then it is high. They know that it's prostate cancer. Some other people too, like listening to us now, they said, okay, I'm not done my PSA in a while. Let me go and do my PSA. They go, the PSA is 15, 20, 10. Then they come. Then we see that no, they're suspicious of prostate cancer. Then we go ahead with further tests to diagnose them of prostate cancer.
So how effective is the PSA test?
The PSA test is very effective. In this regard, the PSA is specific to the prostate. So once the PSA is high, it means there's something wrong with your prostate. Now, yes, you can have a lot of disease of your prostate. You can have even tuberculosis of your prostate. You can have schistosoma of your prostate. But those diseases will not get your PSA to go so high. When somebody's PSA is in the thousands, 95%, we are sure it is prostate cancer. But like every other cancer, to diagnose the cancer, you have to take some of the organ and send it to the lab, which is called a prostate biopsy. So you've come, your PSA is 15, your PSA is 20. We say, do this, go and do prostate biopsy. We'll take some of your prostate, send it to the pathologist. The pathologist looks at it and tell us you have prostate cancer, or will tell us no, it is not prostate cancer, it is infection of the prostate. So the PSA takes us to a direction. The other thing we can do is examination of the prostate. We call DRE, digital rectal examination. It is uncomfortable. We wear gloves, put gel on our hands, you lie down and we put your hands in your anus, in your rectum, and we can palpate the prostate from your rectum. If you palpate it and the prostate is smooth, there's a groove in it, the rectal mucosa moves fine on it, it's less likely.
Do you connect something to the screen for you to see?
No, we use our hand to feel. You put your hands in your
so
rectum.
hand alone can feel that?
Yeah, you feel the prostate. If it is big, you put your hands in the patient rectum. The patient lie in the fetal position, fold the leg like a child. We ask permission, you put your hands in the rectum, then we can feel the prostate. If it is very hard, there are a lot of nodules on it. The rectal mucosa, you can't move it on it. They will know that this is suspicion. 80% in our head is prostate cancer. But once the pathologists have not told us it is prostate cancer, we can't go ahead and diagnose you. But once we feel it is hard, there is a lot of nodules on it, they will know this is most likely prostate cancer. So we'll go and biopsy you. That's why we don't let anybody else biopsy somebody unless the urologist have said, look, this patient needs a biopsy. Then we'll go and biopsy.
The PSA, is it expensive?
Yes, the PSA is relative because the farmer is different from the doctor, different from the PSA is around between 100 cedis and 200 cedis because there are different labs. There's MDS Lancet, there's SIN lab, there's the hospital lab, there's life sciences, there's ICANN, different myriads of labs. But between 80 cedis and 200 cedis, you can get your prostate, your PSA done, and to point us in a direction for us.
This month that you are creating awareness of this prostate cancer, can't it be free if you want to come and check?
Yes, so we have to do more consultation to take that decision. Because there's a lot of reagents involved and there's a lot of cost involved with the hospital, we will engage the hospital and they will do mass screenings and have a lot of PSA done with people, talk to a lot of NGOs, a lot of companies to be able to support us so that we'll be able to do. It is very important because a lot of 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds, 70-year-olds are working out doing fine, but they have some prostate cancer hiding in their prostate gland, and the screening, if we pick it up early, will be able to help them. Yes, please.
Oh, okay. So apart from the PSA, which is very effective per what you have just said, do you have any other ones that those who cannot even afford the 100 to 200 to go through the PSA test can also venture into that?
No, unfortunately not. The best we can do is what I spoke about, the digital rectal examination. That one is free. You don't cost anything.
That one too is not comfortable, crowd.
Oh, but it's about 2 minutes or 1 minute 30 seconds, and then we'll be done.
So if you made mention of when it shows suspicious, so if you do kind of tests and the test shows something suspicious, what happens next?
Okay, so when we do the PSA or we examine and we have a suspicion of prostate cancer, the next step is to do a prostate biopsy. We need to take some of the prostate and send it to the pathologist. The pathologist will look at it and say, "Look, this is prostate cancer." Indeed, every cancer, the pathologist is the final authority to tell us whether this is prostate cancer or not. And as usual, it is also an extra cost to the pathologist, extra cost to the patient, and even the procedure. There's also a cost of it. When after the procedure, when you pick the sample and give it to send it to the pathologist, there's also a cost of it. Cancer is very expensive. We've not gotten to the level where the National Health Insurance takes care of all of these things, but because of research and other things, we've collaborated with other people who, in the not too far future, will come in and say, "Look, everybody that's come with suspicion of prostate cancer, because of the research, the biopsy will be free." We are working on it. We've not gotten there yet, but when we get there, we'll let the public know and we'll get it.
Do you give you do give the sample to the patient to send to the pathologist, isn't it?
No. So we've realized that a lot of patients misplace the sample. They don't go early. They think it's something else. Not only prostate cancer, other things.
Other things, yeah.
So we've devised a means that the charge, everything is inclusive. So when we say whatever you pay, the charge of the pathologist is inclusive. So when you are done, you will go home. We will work to the pathologist, give it to the pathologist. The pathologist will email us the results, and then if your number is there, they'll call you that your result is ready. Then you go for it. Then we'll see you at the clinic, and then we'll talk to you. Good
to hear that. It's a good development.
Oh, it's
it has happened to me personally before. I did this surgery, lipoma.
Okay.
And they gave me the sample to be taken to the pathologist. When I went there, they were closed, so I needed to come the next day. And unfortunately, I forgot the sample in a taxi.
That should have thrown it away.
It threw it away. And in fact, the doctor was very disappointed. And I was very, very disappointed. And so it's good that you have developed this in you're supposed to. So how do you figure out if the cancer has spread beyond the prostate?
Okay. So when the pathologists come and tell us this patient has prostate cancer, we then just go ahead to treat. Like every cancer, we have to stage the cancer to see whether the cancer is in the prostate, is spread slightly beyond the prostate, or is gone to your other organs. Now, for the good Lord's design, the prostate cancer loves bones, especially your backbones, which you. So that is where it spreads first, and your other bone. So one of the first things we will do, unfortunately, central region is very poor. We don't have a lot of things. So we have to send you to Accra to go and do a test called a bone scan. They will check all your bones from your head to your toe to see if the prostate cancer has spread everywhere. Another test you can do is called a whole body MRI. Put you in a machine, the machine will check your whole body to check if the prostate cancer has spread everywhere. Another thing we can do is the pelvic MRI. That one we're looking at only your pelvic to see if the prostate cancer has spread to the organs there, because the prostate cancer is sitting there we call something seminal vesicle is there, the bladder is there, and then lymph nodes, so the pelvic MRI will tell us whether the cancer is only in the prostate, it's gone into the prostate capsule, it's gone into the seminal vesicle, or it's gone into the lymph nodes. And that will help us stage the cancer, and they will know the treatment to give you. Unfortunately, we don't have a bone scan machine in central region or even in western region. We don't have an MRI in western region and in central region.
MRI? You don't have a private...
No, we don't have a private MRI even in Cape Coast and in western
really?
region. So we send all of them to Kolebu or Sunshine in Accra, a private place.
Oh, okay. All right, you're still watching Cafdil Healthcare on Cafdil Television, and tonight we are discussing prostate cancer, because this month, September, is here marked as a prostate cancer month, in fact, the whole world. And so that's what we're talking about. And I'm sure that you've learned a lot. We'll come back from this break and continue. So, but when we come back, we'll talk about the treatment of prostate cancer. Stay with us. We'll be back shortly.
Since time immemorial, God has always communicated himself and his will through various voices: the prophets, the kings, the judges, not forgetting John the Baptist, who was a precursor to Jesus Christ and gave us the will of God. We bring to you Voices from the Valley. This is a program designed by the Conventual Franciscan Friars in Ghana in collaboration with Cafdil TV to bring you in-depth insight in our faith, catechesis, and various Catholic teachings which will help you in your journey as a pilgrim. I know you cannot miss this program, and I highly encourage you that you shouldn't miss this program, because it is Voices of God from the valley of prayer and silence. Join us this and every Sunday at 3 p.m. and a repeat on Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. here on Cafdil TV and on our various social media platforms: YouTube, Cafdil EDU, and Facebook, Cafdil Cape Coast. Let us meet and share what God has for us through the Voices from the Valley.
Lord, make me a means of your peace.
Welcome back from the break. This is Cafdil Healthcare on Cafdil Television. Tonight, still we are live on Facebook and YouTube. Facebook is Cafdil Cape Coast and YouTube is Cafdil EDU. Just go there, like, follow us, and share as well. Doc, how is prostate cancer treated?
Okay. When it comes to cancer, we will use the term managed and not treated.
Which means it cannot be treated.
No, when prostate cancer is seen very early in the stage 1, you can treat prostate cancer.
So how many stages are there?
There are 4 stages.
Okay.
Stage 1 is when the cancer is only in the prostate. It's not gone anywhere.
Okay.
So we use the MRI, the bone scan, and other things, your PSA and other things. There's stage 2 when it's gone just beyond the prostate, but it's in the capsule. Stage 3 is when it's gone beyond the prostate, affected the pelvic organs. And stage 4 is when it's gone into the bone, the liver, and other things. Between the stage 3 and the stage 4, we can't do much about it. Now, unfortunately, in our region, West Africa, sub-region, in Ghana, majority of the prostates we see are at least a stage 3. Hardly. For my 1.5 years, 2 years learning as a urologist, I've seen only 2 patients who have stage 1 prostate cancer. But we see at least 2 in a week. Majority have metastatic or advanced prostate cancer. Now, for purposes of education, we'll talk through everything. Now, the prostate cancer feed on testosterone, which is produced by the testes. So to be able to slow the growth of the prostate cancer, we need to cut the supply of the testosterone. If you are lucky and you come in stage 1, we can offer you surgery, radical prostatectomy. We can go in and take the whole prostate out, and we've cured you. That is stage 1. The cancer is within the prostate gland.
And which means when
Your
they take the
PSA
gland,
it's not too high. It's around 10 or 11. The cancer has not spread anywhere.
but after taking the gland, it means the sperms is not going to be.
But this is a man who is maybe 60 years old.
But 60 years you will
old.
still give birth.
I understand. That's why we'll talk to you about
Okay.
it. The option to cure is to do radiotherapy. You know, you've heard of brachytherapy and
Yes.
external beam radiotherapy. External beam radiotherapy is that they put the machine on you and then radiate your pelvis to cure the prostate cancer. There's also brachytherapy. Brachytherapy, they put seeds of radioactive substance in the prostate to take away the prostate cancer. So there's two options. Either we do surgery to remove the whole prostate gland, or we give you radiotherapy to destroy the prostate. But that is when you are in stage 1 and you are not hypertensive, you are not diabetic. Very difficult to get in our sub-region. In the Western world, they can even do robotic surgeries to remove the prostate gland, and that even reduces the risk. Now, when you can't do any of this, we can do what we call androgen deprivation therapy. We are cutting the supply of testosterone to the prostate gland. The easiest way to do that is to castrate the man. We do orchidectomy, take the source of the testosterone out, remove the man's testes. But we don't like that. It is an option, but we don't like that. The other option is to give the man injection, 3-monthly injection of a medication that cuts the body's production of testosterone. The injection is given every 3 months for at least 2 years. But that one too is a little expensive. So we give the patient the 2 options for them to choose one. The other thing we can do is that if the cancer has spread to the patient's spine, patient is in a lot of pain, we can still send the patient for radiotherapy to decrease the spread of the prostate. All this minimizes the spread of the prostate. Indeed, some people, they go through this, they take the 2 months injection, that's 8 doses, they go to Accra, Kolebu to do the radiotherapy, and their prostate cancer, although does not go, becomes dormant. Doesn't become active again. It stays there for a very long time. But unfortunately, others, after a year, after 2 years, after 3 years, then it's come back again. Then we have to switch to another line of medication, which is also super expensive. So that is how we treat prostate cancer.
So then, how do you then decide what treatment is right for each patient?
Yes. So the first one is the tumor, the prostate cancer. When the pathologist comes, it will tell us what type of tumor it is, the grade of the tumor. We use something we call Gleason score. It uses 2 things. So it's numbers. If the pathologist says your tumor is 3+3, very favorable. The highest it can go is 5+5. Once it's 5+5, it means the probability that it has spread is high. So if you are lucky and the Gleason score is 3+3, your PSA is not so high.
The 3+, does that mean the stage?
It's not the stage. It's something we call Gleason. It's a score we use.
Okay.
The pathologists will use.
Okay.
So the stage, you use the Gleason score, we use the prostate, and then the level of metastasis, and then the scan to check the stage. So we put all these things, we put you in stage, or we put high risk, medium risk, low risk, and very high risk. We'll put you in any of these stages, and based on the stage, we'll offer you a treatment. So you can't tell us that, oh, we've gone to the pathologist, it has come, it's prostate cancer, so we should start treating you. No, you have to go to Accra to do the test, the bone scan or the MRI in Accra. Come back. We'll go to a meeting, what we call an MDT meeting, multidisciplinary team meeting, where the oncologist is sitting down, the urologist is sitting down, the pathologist is sitting down, the radiologist is sitting down. Then we discuss you and offer you the best possible option we want you to take. Yes, you have other options, but we'll tell you that when we discuss at the meeting, this is what the decision was done. Do you want it? Do you want something else or something else? And that is very important, because now in the world now, no one doctor decide on how to treat cancer. Everybody has to come together and take a decision. No one person is the same. You can't say me we only process say the same man. Maybe you have to go to that meeting, take a decision about you, and then we'll talk to you about what to do next.
So if a patient doesn't want that decision that you've taken, can the patient also come out with what he wants? The
patient can come out with what he wants, but your decision has to be backed by evidence, and then knowledge. You can't just say, look, I have prostate cancer. Yes, you're right. We can't tie you and treat you, but you have to know that whatever you choose, you will face the consequences and the decision.
So what happens after treatment? How do the treatment affect the quality of life?
Because the prostate cancer work is not so massive to our survival, the quality of life is very good. People walk around, and if you tell somebody this one has prostate cancer, you will not know. Indeed, things like the surgery, the radical prostatectomy, the radiotherapy, and the drug that cuts off the testosterone affects sexual function. Let me be clear here. If we give you the medication that cuts the testosterone, or remove your testes, or we do the radiation for you, 90% to 100%, you will lose your erectile function. That one is assured. If that is the quality of life you are looking for, that is what
you are not going to get it.
But if it is working, eating, doing whatever you want to do, then you are free to go.
I say, man, if this thing is out there.
Yes. It's one of the. I have a patient. I've not seen him since. It's been about a month. No, about 3 months. I told that this will happen. He said no. He's going to think about it to his relative before, and we've not seen him since. And he's not somebody on the street. So this is a very knowledgeable big man, and he's not been back since. And indeed, most of our patients will come 6 months, 1 year later, and we've lost the window, and they've come and the prostate has spread. I think these programs are very important for people to understand that, look, survival is important. You have to, once the cancer has come, you have to give something for your life. You have to give your erectile ability for your life, and that's important. After we've sent you to treatment, we will follow you up with regular PSA, because the PSA is what will tell us once the treatment has been successful, your PSA will drop indeed from whether it was 20, whether it was 100, whether it was 1,000, it will drop to under 5. And every 6 months, we will check it. Once it stays under 5, you are satisfied. But
the person pays whenever you use you check
the PSA. Yes, the person will check.
If the person doesn't have money, is that 6 months?
Every 6 months.
So you should be saving 200 cedis 6 months.
6 months.
So a year is for
400 or 300. Because you say it's about 100 to 200, depending on the lab.
So it could be 200 as well.
It could be 200 as well. So we monitor it. And what we are looking at is the PSA doubling time. Not necessarily, if the PSA moves from 5 to 6, it's not important like the PSA has moved from 3 to 6. It's the doubling time we are looking at. Once the PSA is doubling, we are thinking, no, this cancer is coming back. So we'll have to take a second look at it.
You said the prostate after treatment, it can come back.
Yeah.
What will make it come back? What activities that you do if you don't take care, it will come back?
Okay. So first and foremost, if you don't see your management to the end. So let me give you an example. You've come, we've told you that your prostate cancer has spread. So we'll give you the injection every 3 months for 2 years. And you do radiotherapy. You do only the injection, you leave the radiotherapy because you are fine. The PSA will be down. But you see, the small will start growing and to come. The other one is that we say do the injection. This 3 months you've done is expensive. I don't want to mention the price on air, but it's around 3,000 to 4,000.
Which of them?
The injection, the 3 months. So every 3 months you need to cough up
3,000 Ghana.
Average, some is even 5,000. The original one's about 5,000, 7,000 every 3 months. So somebody will do this 3 months. You won't see him again.
And there's no money.
4 months, 5 months, 6 months. Then you see that the cancer is adapting to the medication. Cancer is very. Then by the time you've taken the 8, still the PSA is still high. Another thing is that maybe we did the MRI today and we realize the cancer is in the prostate. It has not spread. But we don't do the surgery now. Because of some issue, we couldn't do the surgery now. We did the surgery in 3 months' time. Now and in 3 months' time, the cancer would have spread. So usually we want to do the MRI very close to when we do the surgery to take the decision. Then we go and remove the prostate gland. Then in 6 months, 7 months later, the surgery is actually. And some people, unfortunately, the cancer just changes. Even once they are on the treatment, then their PSA start going high. That's what we talk about. The prostate gland has become androgen refractory. It means even though we've cut the testosterone, the prostate cancer is just going forward. And that one will put you on another medication, which is also quite expensive, about 8,000 a month. But then, what is it?
So I forgot to ask you. Let me take you back a bit. Is there a difference between prostate enlargement and prostate cancer?
Yes, there's a big difference. Your prostate can enlarge based on a lot of things. Something we call, the commonest is benign prostatic hyperplasia. The prostate itself has become enlarged. And that one too, the older you are, you have the risk of becoming that. You can have prostatitis, an infection of your prostate. You can have schistosoma of your prostate. You can have TB of your prostate. You have a lot of things of your prostate. Prostate cancer too can get your prostate to enlarge. So when we say you have prostate enlarged, it's always due to something. So we'll tell you your prostate has become big, but no one keke, and now when you're infection, and now say when you're prostate cancer, and two different things. So we'll say prostate enlargement is the bigger umbrella, and there are lots of things under it, and then prostate cancer is one.
So,
of it.
but on prostate na kasekaka only effective.
If the prostate has become big, like specifically benign prostatic hyperplasia, some people can be walking around, they are fine with it.
Okay.
But a few people too have symptoms. What you spoke about, they wake up too many times, urinate. In fact, they can't even bleed. So urinary symptoms, a lot of urinary symptoms are associated with it.
Oh, okay. But do we have some kind of lifestyle changes, that can help after treatment? For example, diet, exercises, etc.
Okay. Now, when you've had the prostate cancer that we've diagnosed and we've treated you, the few other things can make you worse. Some of them is if you continue drinking alcohol, continue taking smoking, taking a lot of animal fat, you've reduced your vegetable intake, you don't exercise, all these things will predispose you, but the effect is very small. I must add to it, the effect is very small. Yes, if you do those things and I don't do it, your risk is high, but that risk is very small.
All right. So should all men be getting screened for prostate cancer?
Yes.
Or at what age should
Yes.
we also
Once
start?
a man is above 50 years, he has
Above
to
50.
50 years.
Right.
He has to regularly check his PSA level. Above 50 years. In fact, it is worse if a man's brother or a man's father, a man's grandfather has prostate cancer. Then it means even you have to check every year. If there's no prostate cancer in my family, I can do every 2 years, every 3 years. But if my father died from prostate cancer, his father died from prostate cancer, my older brother had prostate cancer, I have to check it regularly. Every year, I have to check my PSA. And if we see that your PSA is doubling, then you know that, look, we are getting there, then we'll check it again.
So let's take our conversation to our home. I mean, our partner. Certainly, they would have to also play a role. So I want to know the role the loved ones, our partners, should play in supporting someone with prostate cancer.
Okay. So first of all, the diagnosis of cancer is very huge and a very bad burden on everybody. Even if you are fine, you are walking around, you are just waking up 3 times a night to urinate, and doctor said, look, we did a test, prostate cancer. You will be down. So the emotional, we cannot exclude emotional and family support. It's extremely important because that is what wills the patient to go through. Secondly, we have to talk about finances. Management of every cancer is extremely expensive. This radiotherapy I'm talking about in Kolebu that we are going to do, talking about 50,000, 20,000 and things. How many people can afford that if family don't come in to help? The other thing is the decision making. Most of them sit down and talk to their relative that, look, they say I have this. This is the plan. Either they'll remove my intestines or they'll give me this injection or they'll do this. If I do this is the effect. Their partners and their family members, their children have to really be supportive. It's extremely important. We don't like it when the old man comes to the clinic alone. Because if you tell them something, they don't even remember. Or oh, doctor, me catch you say kwa test you. Me for you and I'm the people here to baby you. If you come to the hospital, come with your partner or come with your son or come with your daughter. Somebody who is young enough that can retain the information and talk. One of the other things too is even before the prostate cancer is diagnosed, when they have the symptoms, men like keeping things to ourselves. If you are the partner, you notice that this is my husband. Every 3 hours, you encourage the person, you bring the person to the hospital. You understand? You don't leave them like that. Because men, we like keeping we are macho men, we like keeping things to ourselves. We come in, the prostate cancer has spread. Now when the cancer has spread, man cannot walk. Somebody has to be taking care of him in the house. Not everybody can afford a nanny or a private nurse. All of these things, you need the encouragement of your relative or your partner. Don't say he's too much of a burden. You've left him. Remember, when he was young and healthy, he was the one that provided for the house. So now that he's sick, he has to do. But then I have to add this. Women palpating the testes or looking at the penis, sebi will not help you diagnose prostate cancer. People are on radio saying that, oh, if the wife palpates the testes, you'll be able to diagnose prostate cancer. It is a no. If you palpate the testes, what you can feel when you palpate the testes is testicular cancer. That one, you can feel that testes and and that one is testicular cancer. But prostate cancer, if you palpate the testes, you will not be able to diagnose prostate cancer.
So do we have support groups or resources that people should know about?
So at the moment, we don't have very large support groups. We are trying to form some, but the surgical units in Cape Coast Teaching Hospital's doors are always open for anybody who has prostate cancer to walk in and to take advice. We are now trying to put one together and put our oncology nurses at the head so that people will walk in. We have an oncology unit, but it is not specifically for prostate cancer. Every cancer, if you go there, they'll talk to you and counsel you on it. But we are now forming a specific group made up of people who have survived prostate cancer, people who have gone through the treatment and other things, so that we'll be able to support others. Yes, it is scary, but if you seek help, we'll be able to help you.
All right. Our time is up, and what's the one message you want every man watching this program tonight to hear about prostate cancer?
Prostate cancer is not a death sentence. We can manage you if you have prostate cancer. The most important thing is what is written in my dress. Early detection saves lives. If you come in early, we'll be able to save your life. I'm not going to say that don't go to any herbalist or anything, but we have done research and we have the evidence that if you come early, we'll be able to manage you. A lot of people have come, left our side, and go to elsewhere to look for alternative views. They've come back to die on our hands. One of the saddest moments in my career was when I had to sit by a man who had prostate cancer that had spread to his brain. There was nothing we could do about it. I sat by him from morning, and by 6 p.m., the man had gone. And this man, we diagnosed the prostate cancer 3 years earlier. Imagine, he lived for 3 years. If he had come early, we probably would have given him an extra 5 years or an extra 10 years. So early detection saves life. Go to the hospital. Money is a problem. 200 cedis, yes, is a problem, but 200 cedis every year will prevent you from spending a lot of money in the
NHIS doesn't cover?
No, NHIS doesn't cover, because the reagents used are very expensive. We will get there. NHIS is trying now. Dialysis is covered by NHIS, so we'll push. Some of the breast cancer tests are also covered by NHIS. We will get there. Being the second commonest cancer in men, I think we can make a case for national health insurance to cover it.
But that is it. At least you and I, all of us are, trying to let people know, creating the awareness. Yes. So if you alone wear the t-shirts,
I'll find one for you. I'll find one for
Dr. You. Philip Mensah,
thank you very much.
Thank you so much I appreciate your time.
Okay. And thank you too for the good work you are doing for the people.
So viewers, this is where time will allow us to be with you. Same time next week. Good night.
Good night.
Sorba moji bijezi Menye no kar fama asar boson arameu Mojo